Come in. Ross.
Okay, you sure you want to do this, man? I mean, buying a new Xbox is a bit easier. Or, you know, your own copy of the game.
Miss out on the chance of being a master thief? No way am I gonna do that. Sly Cooper would want me to do this.
You're a pain sometimes, you know that? Okay, just get into that building. The mailbox you're looking for is 182.
Got it.
Alright, partner. The code is 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. There we go. That's the game. But, I think you should get the fuck out of there.
Finally, after 10 minutes of searching on Facebook, I found what I've been waiting for over 8 years. The Sly Cooper Collection, a redevelopment of the original Sly Cooper series by Sanzaro Games. This will teach me everything I need to gain revenge for gaming for 2 and reclaim my most valued possession. You see, on the night where I was going to play Soul Calibur 5 for the first time, one visitor arrived at my door. I fought bravely, trying to protect my room.
Okay.
But I was overpowered. He ransacked the place until he found what he was looking for. My Xbox 360. My greatest gaming device, my favorite device to review games on. He stole the console for whatever reason and left me without a gaming console. Little did he know, I had hidden my PlayStation 3 away for just such an occasion. And now, with Sly Cooper as my mentor, I will learn how to steal my console back. But I decided to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. How does Sly Cooper, my favorite anti-hero of the 6th generation of gaming, compare to the thick-necked Marines and body-armored soldiers of today? Well, only one way to find out. Originally produced by Sucker Punch and available on the PlayStation 2 since 2002, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus was one of my favorite games to play as a kid. Though incredibly different in terms of gameplay style than its successors, it was the game that started it all. Now, as far as I know, not much of the game has changed since 2002, and since being re-released on the Sly Cooper Collection, I just had to buy it and play it again. For those of you who are new to the series, Sly Cooper is a stealth platformer created by the Sony PlayStation 2. That follows a band of thieves in their quest to steal various things, all for different reasons depending on the game.
In Sly Cooper, the main objective is right in the title.
The Thievius Raccoonus.
Now for a little bit of backstory. Sly Cooper...
You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in an ancient book. The Thievius Raccoonus. Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal, and you know you're a master thief.
Thanks, Sly. The night he was supposed to...
Well, on the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to our door. My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked our house until they found the Thievius Raccoonus.
Thank you, Sly. Now the Fiendish Five...
They tore the book into 5 pieces.
Shut up! Okay.
They tore the book up and took it to the far corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes. With his parents dead, Sly is dropped off at an orphanage where he meets his best friends for life,
Bentley, techno genius and strategist supreme, and Murray, part-time driver and full-time burden.
And he's going...
Together we pledge to track down the Fiendish Five, avenge my father, and steal back the Thievius Raccoonus.
Jesus, less than 10 minutes into the game, we already know who Sly is, what his mission is, who his friends are, and why he's on this mission. Do you know how long it takes for most games to do that? I think we have our winner.
Now, we start off with a small tutorial level that leads Sly to meet another one of his main antagonists, and his love interest, Carmelita Fox.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owners.
And I was gonna give it to you as a little token of my... Hey, you know, that bazooka really brings out the color of your eyes. Very fetching.
Yeah, Sly might have a problem.
Being a master thief, Sly has many abilities that help him that range from the logical to the downright comical. I mean, who thought simply standing in a barrel would be your answer to all your problems?
I don't know, it looks pretty risky and very unsanitary.
Sly's only real way of sneaking is being able to walk on very small ledges. His other immediate moves include climbing, swinging on hooks, and hitting things with his family's cane. Isn't that a thing of family heirloom, Sly? Why are you cracking skulls with that thing?
Hey, wait a second. I seen that stick before.
Maybe when my father knocked your block off with it.
Apparently it's sturdier than I thought.
Sly also has a life system in place, like most platformers. His extra life, or failsafe, in this game is actually a lucky charm, represented in the form of a horseshoe. A silver charm can protect Sly from 1 hit, while a gold can protect him from 2. If Sly is hit, he loses a life. Every 100 coins, however, he gains a charm or extra life if you already had a gold charm. Thankfully, this is easy, as it seems to follow the Legend of Zelda road, that breaking anything and everything results in payment. Which leads to a very confusing scene where Sly ends up in a treasure room, and rather than bringing the priceless vases back with him, the player can destroy everything and just take the coins that Raleigh stored in there, for some odd reason. The animation in this game is also next to flawless, with some hilarious death animations from Sly and victory animations from his enemies. There are 5 maps that Sly and the gang can travel to, all part of a different continent, each with its own unique feel, from the eloquent but dangerous mountains of China to the mucky swamplands of Haiti. Each map contains 7 levels, each complete with its own key and most with an unlockable vault. After collecting all 7 keys, you can face the boss of that land and reclaim a part of the Thievius Raccoonus. Another way Sly goes around claiming his birthright is by collecting clues in bottles, which has become a sort of icon for the game. In each level, there is a set amount of clues that Sly must find to have Bentley unlock a code. With each page he finds, Sly becomes 1 step closer to recreating the book, and even learns a new move. For every member of the Fiendish Five Sly defeats, he learns a new special move that helps him after the fact. From Raleigh, he learns the Ninja Spire Jump. For Mugshot, the Rail Walk and the Rail Slide. From Ms. Ruby, the Invisibility Technique, which isn't as useful as it sounds. And finally, from the Panda King, new improvements for the Team Vand. Each member has a different way of fighting as well, each needing a new tactic to defeat. Raleigh just needs to be hit when he's not bloated, Ms. Ruby has a small rhythm game you have to pass, and Panda King is basically a hit him until he falls over kind of fight. The one I don't understand though is Mugshot. You hurt him with mirrors and light. This breaks everything I know about basic science. How come only Mugshot gets hurt?
This is impossible.
When you finally defeat the first 4 members of the Fiendish Five, Sly finally finds Clockwork, an evil mechanical owl that has stayed alive for generations hunting the Cooper clan, staying alive using jealousy and replacing his body parts with machinery. Now, ignoring the obvious questions, those being, why did it take so long for Clockwork to wipe out the Cooper clan? How does this work at all, since there is no machinery until later, when Sly's first ancestor dates back to at least 3,000 years ago, where Clockwork is clearly visible, and the very obvious one, what the fuck? Now, obvious spoilers, Sly beats the owl and magically the pages come together to reform the Thievius Raccoonus. This is never explained either, but come on, if you expected realism in a game about a raccoon who has a mask, despite the fact that he already has a mask, you've already gone insane. Speaking of odd character works, the design in this game is absolutely amazing. Even enemy characters are given their own personalities, from the downright serious to even the silly. Who's ever heard of a scared man who knows voodoo? That doesn't even make sense. Where the characters shine, though, are the protagonist and main antagonist. Sly Cooper was, and still is, one of the coolest characters I have ever met. He's realistic and witty, but has a heart of gold, and I have no idea how anyone could not love him.
No, that's only half right. I am a thief from a long line of master thieves, while you're just a frustrated firework artist turned homicidal pyromaniac.
Then there's Bentley and Murray. Though they don't get as much love in this game compared to the other two, they're still dignified characters, even taking to the field a few times to help out their best friend. You can definitely feel the brotherhood these 3 share. Carmelita, though definitely not a protagonist by any means, is still one of my favorite characters. Her love-hate relationship with Sly, though confusing as all hell, is one of my favorite parts of the game. The Fiendish Five is also a group of interesting but lovable characters in their own disgusting right.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
You'll get zapped!
Flame fool. You know, that Thievius Raccoonus had a lot of nice pictures, but way too many big words.
So you don't mind just handing it over?
All of them has a different personality and manner of speaking, different motives for wanting to be a master criminal. It's just great seeing good character design being put to use. Now, for those wondering how this remake is any different, there are a few small differences. One good, but there's one very negative one. In the original, Ms. Ruby's boss fight was basically a rhythm game that had to press buttons in order to dodge voodoo spells. It went with the music perfectly in the first game, but Sanzara's games remixed it in this remastery, causing it to not level up correctly, forcing me to switch off the music, which sucks because this was, hands down, my favorite part of the original. Another difference is HD graphics, now being in 720 pixels. This is nice, and I can see a slight difference from the original, but they didn't change the graphics to something overly shiny or awkward to look at. It's still a perfect example of stylized graphics. Of course, the same can't be said for the comic-like cinematics that introduce and ends each chapter. Now, I really love what they try to do here, but the colors were just a bad design choice. Despite this, I feel as though they improved with each passing episode. The first one was, in my opinion, kind of ugly, but by the time I got to the final cutscene, it was actually really nice looking. Even the former, however, I love this style, and I'm glad they kept improving on it throughout the games. I don't care who you are, or how big of a gamer you are. I think Sly Cooper is a game that everyone can and should enjoy. It might be a little easy for the hardcore crowd, but let's face it, not every game is enjoyable just because it's hard. A great story, some fantastic characters, and a flawless game system, Sly Cooper deserves a spot with your video games. If you have a PS2, definitely look for this game. If you have a PS3, this game alone is worth enough to buy the Sly collection. It's only $30. You don't have any of these, well, this is awkward.
But I think I'm ready to steal back my Xbox. Wish me luck.
You're supposed to cut holes in it first.
Get the hell out of here!